Chosen one. Hear me clearly. Your presence here is no accident. You are not listening to this message by chance. God has specifically guided you to this very moment, and He is stirring something powerful within you. This is a divine appointment, and the shift you've been sensing in your spirit is not a coincidence. It is the movement of God beneath the surface of your life. You may not fully see it yet, but something mighty is about to break forth in your life, and the changes you've longed for are already in motion. This is not just another moment in time. This is a sacred moment where God is positioning you for the breakthrough that has been promised to you. He is aligning your path, setting the stage for the elevation that is coming, and it begins now. The breakthrough you've been waiting for, the transformation you've prayed for, the promises you've held on to. It's closer than you think. God is moving, and His timing is perfect. But here's the truth. This divine shift requires your active response. God is aligning you for a new season, but you must rise to meet this call. It is not enough to simply wait for change to happen. God is calling you to step forward with action, to rise with faith, and to walk boldly into the transformation He has prepared for you. This is the moment when your faith becomes your action. You must respond to the invitation to step into the fullness of what God has for you. What you do next will determine how you experience the breakthrough that is right on the horizon. The door is opening, but you must be ready to walk through it. No more hesitation. No more waiting for the perfect moment. This is your moment. It's time to move, to believe, to act. God has already done His part, and now it's your turn to meet Him with a heart full of faith and hands ready to work. The shift is here, but it's not just for you to watch from a distance. It's for you to step into. You are being positioned for greatness, but it's up to you to take the first step in faith. The shift has already begun, and God is initiating an internal transformation in your life that will soon manifest outwardly in powerful ways. You may not fully understand it yet, but deep within you, something is changing. This internal transformation is setting the stage for the breakthroughs you've been waiting for, the blessings you've been praying for, and the divine alignment that will guide your steps in the coming season. God is doing a new thing in you. He's refining your spirit, shifting your mindset, and preparing your heart for the fullness of what He has for you. What begins as a quiet work within will soon explode outward, touching every area of your life. Relationships will align, opportunities will unfold, and your path will become clearer as you step into the divine momentum that God is orchestrating. This transformation is not just about your circumstances changing. It's about you changing from the inside out. As you surrender to His will, this inner transformation will lead to tangible, visible changes in your life. The breakthrough you've been waiting for is tied directly to the change God is making in you right now. The shift has arrived, and it's time for you to rise and walk in it. As this internal transformation continues to unfold, you may find yourself facing challenges or feeling unsettled. But do not be discouraged. These are the very growing pains that come with stepping into a new season. God is refining you, preparing you for something greater than you can currently imagine. The discomfort you may feel is often a sign that you are stretching, evolving, and being shaped for the purpose He has set before you. In the coming days, you will begin to see the fruits of this transformation. What once seemed uncertain or out of reach will now fall into place. Relationships that were once strained may begin to heal, and opportunities that felt elusive will come into clearer view. As you align with God's will and allow Him to continue this work in you, you will notice a shift in your perspective. your relationships, and your circumstances. The transformation God is working inside you will no longer remain hidden. It will become visible, impacting your environment and everyone around you. This is not a small change. It is a divine shift that will elevate you to new heights. You will walk with greater clarity, confidence, and peace, knowing that God is guiding your every step. His plan for you is unfolding, and the breakthrough you've been waiting for is drawing near. It's time to step into the fullness of what God is doing in your life. The path ahead may still have some unknowns, but trust that God is already preparing you for what's to come. Rise up in faith and embrace this divine transformation with open arms, knowing that your best days are ahead of you. This shift is not passive. While God is working within you, He is calling you to participate in the process. The breakthrough and divine alignment you desire require your obedient and courageous action. God is opening a door for you, but you must step through it. This is not the time to wait for the perfect moment or to hold back in fear. The change you've been praying for won't bless a passive heart. It requires you to take that first step, to respond to God's call with boldness and faith. God is not just waiting for you to receive, He is waiting for you to move. He is aligning your circumstances, but you must engage in the process. Whether it's making a decision, stepping into a new opportunity, or simply trusting Him with the unknown, your action is a crucial part of the divine equation. The door is wide open, and all you have to do is walk through it. But that requires courage. It requires letting go of fear and stepping forward in faith. As you act, God will guide your steps, and the momentum will carry you toward the destiny He has planned for you. This is the moment where faith is activated by action. It's not enough to simply believe that God has a plan for you. You must act on that belief. God has already made the way, but He is waiting for you to walk through the door He has opened. He is waiting for you to take the first step, even if you don't have the entire picture. Trust that each step forward in obedience is a step toward the breakthrough you've been praying for. When you move in faith, God moves with you. The act of stepping forward in courage opens the door for God to move powerfully in your life. He won't let you walk alone. He will lead you, guide you, and provide for you along the way. You may not have all the answers, and the path ahead may seem uncertain, but as you take that first step, God will make the next step clear. His guidance is a constant presence, and He is faithful to direct your steps as long as you keep moving forward. By responding with obedient and courageous action, you are choosing to partner with God in this divine alignment. This is not a passive waiting game. This is an active journey of trust. Every decision you make, every step you take in obedience strengthens the spiritual momentum that propels you toward the fulfillment of your purpose. You are not just waiting for change to happen. You are actively creating the space for change to unfold by stepping into God's will with confidence. Remember, the breakthrough you've been waiting for requires your participation. Don't let fear, doubt, or hesitation hold you back. God has opened a door, and now it's your turn to walk through it. The power of transformation lies in your willingness to move in faith, trusting that God's timing is perfect and His plans are good. When you step forward, you align yourself with His purpose, and that alignment will lead you to the fulfillment of your destiny. Let faith be your guide and courage be your companion. The journey ahead is filled with divine opportunity, and it's waiting for you to step into it. The transformation that God is bringing about requires faith. Faith in what cannot yet be seen. It is easy to wait for all the answers before you take action, but God is calling you to believe in His plan, even when the full picture isn't clear. Faith is the key that unlocks the door to your breakthrough. It is the willingness to step forward, even when you cannot yet see the entire path ahead. Faith means trusting that God is leading you, even when the way forward seems uncertain. It means believing that His promises are true, even when you don't have all the details. As you step into the shift that is unfolding, know that faith is your anchor. The road ahead may be filled with unknowns, but with faith, you can walk boldly, knowing that God is guiding every step. Just as Abraham stepped out in faith without knowing where he was going, so too must you trust that God's plans are greater than anything you can understand. Believe in what He is doing, even when you cannot see the outcome. Your faith in the unseen will bring forth the transformation that leads to the breakthroughs you are waiting for. Faith is the bridge between where you are now and where God is taking you. It's the confidence in His promises, even when the road ahead seems unclear. God is asking you to trust Him not only with the destination, but with the journey itself. The breakthrough you're waiting for may seem distant, but it is already on the way, and it will come to fruition through your faith. Just like the Israelites journeyed through the wilderness, not knowing exactly when or where the promised land would be, you too are on a journey towards something greater. The details of your future may not be fully revealed yet, but God's promise remains sure. Faith is not about having all the answers. It's about trusting in the One who holds the answers. It's easy to let fear and doubt creep in when we don't see the full picture. But remember, God doesn't require you to see the whole plan. He requires you to trust Him one step at a time. Like a child holding their parent's hand. You may not know where the path leads, but you know the one guiding you is trustworthy. As you take each step in faith, your trust in God will grow, and with each step, you will draw closer to the breakthrough He has for you. This shift in your life, this transformation is a journey of faith. It's not just about waiting for God to act. It's about you moving with Him, trusting Him to lead and believing in what He is doing, even when you cannot yet see the full outcome. Each step forward in faith is a declaration that you believe God is working behind the scenes and that He is faithful to fulfill His promises. Your faith, though unseen, is the key that unlocks the doors of your breakthrough. So continue to step forward, trusting that God is with you, leading you, and preparing you for the transformation that lies ahead. The unknowns may be intimidating, but your faith in the unseen will empower you to walk confidently in His plans, knowing that He is making a way where there seems to be no way. God's timing is never random. Every moment in your life is part of a divine plan, perfectly timed and strategically arranged to shape you into the person He has destined you to be. He is not bound by time the way we are, and His sense of timing is always perfect. What you might see as delays or waiting periods, God sees as opportunities for growth, refinement, and preparation. Every challenge, every season, and every step you've taken up until this point has been orchestrated by God to develop your character, build your faith, and set you up for the breakthrough ahead. While it may feel like things are moving slowly or that life is out of your control, trust that God's plan is unfolding right on schedule. Just as a master composer arranges each note to create a beautiful symphony, God is weaving together every moment of your life, making sure everything falls into place exactly as it should. His timing isn't just about when things happen. It's about shaping your heart, refining your purpose, and positioning you for the future He has prepared for you. It's important to understand that God's timing is not just about when things happen. It's about the how and why of everything that unfolds. Every delay, every waiting season, and even the moments of silence where you might feel like nothing is happening are all integral parts of His divine plan. In these moments, He is working behind the scenes, molding you and preparing you for the great purpose He has set for you. You may not see it right now, but every step you take, whether forward or seemingly backward, is part of the process of becoming who God has called you to be. Think of your life as a tapestry, each thread woven carefully and intentionally to create a masterpiece. Some threads may seem insignificant, while others may feel like they are too tight or tangled, but every single thread is necessary for the full picture to emerge. God is the master weaver of your life, guiding each moment to form the beautiful design He has envisioned for you. Your part is to trust that His plan is unfolding in perfect timing, even when you can't see the full picture just yet. The seasons of waiting and the times of trial are where God strengthens your faith, deepens your character, and prepares you for the blessings that are coming. As you continue to trust in His timing, you are aligning yourself with His will and opening your heart to the transformation He is bringing about in your life. Every challenge you face is preparing you for something greater. Every time you feel frustrated by the pace of progress, remember that God's timing is not only about the destination, it's about the journey and how you are becoming equipped for the future He is calling you to. Trust that He is not in a hurry, and neither should you be. His perfect plan is unfolding in its time, and every moment is leading you to the place where you will be most ready to step into His promises. Just as a seed takes time to grow, so too will the fulfillment of your purpose take shape gradually with every step, every challenge, and every moment of growth. Stay faithful. Trust in His timing and allow His hands to continue shaping you into the person you were always meant to be. Your breakthrough is coming, and it will be even more beautiful and profound than you could ever imagine, because it is coming at just the right moment. Everything you have experienced, the struggles, the breakthroughs, the doubts, has led to this moment. God's intervention in your life is not a coincidence. It is a direct response to your prayers, your cries for guidance, and your desire for change. You may have questioned why certain things happened, or why the path seemed unclear, but God was using every experience to prepare you for the divine elevation ahead. The breakthroughs you've longed for are not random. They are the result of God working behind the scenes, answering your prayers, and aligning the circumstances of your life with His will. The road you have traveled, though it may have been challenging, was the very path God designed to refine you, to teach you lessons that only hardship could provide, and to position you perfectly for the next chapter of your life. His intervention is always intentional. Every season, every trial, every delay is part of His divine orchestration, bringing you closer to the transformation you've been praying for. God's intervention in your life has always been intentional, and every step you have taken has been a part of His perfect plan. While it may have seemed like certain events were random or filled with uncertainty, God was always in control, working behind the scenes to position you for something greater. Even the struggles you faced were not meant to break you. They were meant to refine you, to build resilience, and to teach you things that would prepare you for the blessings that are about to unfold. You might not have understood it at the time, but every challenge was a lesson in disguise. Every setback was a setup for a greater comeback. The delays you've experienced were not to discourage you, but to give you the time you needed to grow, learn, and align your heart with God's will. Your journey has been purposeful, each step taking you closer to the divine elevation you've been praying for. When you look back at the path you've walked, you will see how God has been aligning everything in your life with His plan, molding your character, refining your faith, and preparing you to step into the fullness of His promise. The breakthroughs you've been praying for are not distant or unattainable. They are right in front of you, ready to manifest in ways that will leave you in awe of how perfectly God has orchestrated every detail of your life. The road ahead is not without challenges, but now you are more equipped than ever to face them. You've been prepared for this moment, and the transformation that is coming is not just external. It is a deep internal shift that will overflow into every area of your life. God has been preparing you for a time such as this, and now He is ready to elevate you to new heights, to unlock the doors you've been waiting for, and to fulfill the promises He has spoken over your life. His intervention has been working even when you didn't see it, and now the time has come for you to rise into the fullness of the destiny He has planned for you. This is the moment of your divine alignment. Trust that everything you've experienced, every trial and breakthrough, has been part of God's divine orchestration to bring you to this place of transformation. What you've prayed for is coming, and it will be a manifestation of God's perfect timing and His perfect plan for your life. Stand in faith, for the breakthroughs are near, and you are about to witness the fulfillment of what God has been preparing you for all along. The trials and setbacks you have faced were not meant to break you. They were meant to strengthen you. In the moments when you felt defeated or when progress seemed slow, God was preparing you for something greater. Each challenge you encountered has been an opportunity for growth, a lesson to build resilience, and a chance to refine your faith. Understand that your setbacks are not signs of failure, but rather part of God's process to elevate you to new heights. Just as a tree grows stronger with each storm it endures, you are being strengthened with each trial, made more resilient, more capable, and more ready for the blessings that are about to come. Your perseverance through difficulties has shaped your character, and now God is preparing to elevate you to a place of new authority, greater influence, and deeper spiritual maturity. Embrace this season of preparation, because the elevation that is coming will be far greater than anything you have experienced before. Recognize that the challenges you faced are stepping stones, not obstacles. With each one, you are being refined and prepared for the greater purpose God has in store. Trust that He is leading you to a place of breakthrough, where your faith will be stronger, your vision clearer, and your purpose fully realized. Your elevation is not just about external success. It's about the internal growth and transformation that God has brought about in you through every trial. As you continue to embrace this season of preparation, remember that the process is not always easy, but it is always purposeful. The difficulties you faced have been molding you into the person capable of handling the blessings and responsibilities that are coming your way. It's easy to look at trials as burdens, but when you shift your perspective, you begin to see them as the very tools God has used to refine and strengthen your spirit. Each setback has served as a stepping stone, each challenge an opportunity to build character, perseverance, and faith. God is not only preparing you for success in the world, He is preparing you for success in His kingdom. This elevation that is coming is not just about positions or accomplishments. It's about becoming the person God has always intended you to be. As He elevates you, He is also deepening your spiritual maturity, equipping you with the wisdom, strength, and humility required to handle the blessings He's about to pour into your life. You are not simply being raised up in the natural. You are being elevated in the spirit. Your faith, tested and refined through every trial, will now become the foundation upon which your new season will be built. As you move forward, your vision will become clearer, and you'll see things from God's perspective. Your purpose will come into sharper focus, and the path ahead will be illuminated by His light. You'll no longer question your direction, because you will know with certainty that God is guiding you every step of the way. This transformation is both external and internal. As your circumstances align with God's perfect will, your inner growth will also be evident. The trials that once weighed you down will now fuel your journey forward, and the strength you've gained through perseverance will allow you to step into your divine calling with confidence. Your elevation is not just a destination, it is the culmination of everything God has worked in you through every hardship, every season of waiting, and every moment of growth. So trust the process. Embrace the refining work that God is doing in you right now, knowing that your elevation is coming. You have been equipped, you have been prepared, and you are ready to rise into the fullness of your purpose. The breakthrough you've been waiting for is on the horizon, and it will not just change your circumstances, it will change you, taking you to a place where you can fully step into the divine purpose that God has for your life. The trials were not the end of your story. They were just the beginning of the elevation that is now unfolding. Trust that God is leading you to greater things, and the best is yet to come. A test of faith is coming, chosen one. This test will challenge your trust in God in ways you may not have anticipated. It will not be an easy journey. There will be moments when doubt creeps in, and it may feel like the weight of the world is pressing on you. But know this, these trials are not meant to break you. They are meant to refine you. Your faith will be tested, but it will also be strengthened. God is not just allowing these challenges to happen. He is using them to prepare you for greatness. This test will go beyond just the surface of your life. It will touch the very core of your beliefs, your trust in God, and your commitment to His plan. It is in these moments of testing that your true strength will emerge. When everything around you seems uncertain and the road ahead is unclear, it is your faith that will be the anchor that keeps you grounded. This test is not a punishment, it is a divine opportunity to deepen your trust in God and to confirm that you are ready for the elevation He has in store for you. Embrace this test with the knowledge that on the other side, you will be stronger, more resilient, and more aligned with God's purpose for your life. As you face this test, remember that it is not a random challenge. It is a divinely orchestrated moment in your life. God is using this time to strengthen you, refine your character, and deepen your relationship with Him. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when doubts creep in and the weight of the journey seems unbearable. But know that in these moments, God is molding you, preparing you for the next phase of your destiny. The test is not designed to defeat you, but to reveal the strength, resilience, and faith that God has already placed within you. It is important to remember that this season will require you to stand firm in your faith. There may be moments when you question why things are happening or wonder if you're on the right path, but don't let those doubts control you. In those moments of uncertainty, lean into your trust in God. His plan is bigger than any obstacle you face, and His timing is perfect. Even when you cannot see the next step, trust that He is leading you exactly where you need to be. Your your faith will be the anchor that keeps you grounded through this trial. It's in these moments of testing that you will discover just how strong your faith truly is. The pressure and challenges you face will push you to dig deeper into God's Word, to pray more fervently, and to rely on His strength rather than your own. As you hold on to God, your faith will grow, and the breakthrough you've been waiting for will become more tangible. This test is designed to strengthen your resolve so that when you emerge from it, you will be more aligned with God's purpose, more capable of handling the blessings He's about to pour into your life. Remember, God's plan for you is always forward-moving. Every trial, every challenge is a stepping stone toward the greatness He has in store for you. You are not meant to stay where you are. This test, though difficult, is leading you to a higher place spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. You are being prepared for elevation, and the trials you face today are equipping you to walk in greater authority and purpose tomorrow. So embrace this test with confidence, knowing that God is refining you for something greater. Your faith will rise, your strength will increase, and you will emerge from this season stronger, more resilient, and ready for the incredible transformation that God has planned for your life. The victory is already in motion. Step forward in faith, for God is with you every step of the way. In the midst of this test, it's crucial that you remain steadfast. Even when the path ahead feels uncertain or difficult, you must stand firm. The enemy will try to discourage you, and there will be times when the weight of your trials makes you question whether you're on the right path. But it's in those moments that your faith must be unwavering. God's testing is not meant to humiliate or punish you. It is meant to confirm that you are ready for the next level of your purpose. Think of this as a refining fire, one that burns away what is unnecessary and leaves you with a stronger, purer faith. Just as gold is refined in the fire, your spirit is being refined through these trials. The challenges you face are not setbacks. They are setups for what God has prepared for you. The path may be unclear, but trust that God is leading you through it step by step. Stand firm in the assurance that He is with you and that He is using this season to position you for the blessings and breakthroughs ahead. As you stand firm in your faith, remember that the fire you are going through is not meant to destroy you, but to refine you. Gold becomes pure only after it has been placed in the fire, and similarly, your faith becomes stronger through the trials you face. It is in these moments of pressure and uncertainty that your character is shaped and your trust in God deepens. The enemy may try to convince you that you are being punished, but God is not testing you to harm you. He is preparing you for the next phase of your journey. These challenges are not obstacles. They are the very things that are refining your spirit and equipping you for what God has ahead. As you walk through this season, you may feel exhausted, discouraged, or uncertain, but stand firm, for this refining process is shaping you into the person God has called you to be. Every challenge you face is teaching you something valuable, strengthening your faith, and positioning you for the breakthrough that is on its way. Trust that God is using these moments to prepare you for the blessing and the purpose that He has in store for you. The weight of your trials will not break you. It will break the chains of doubt and fear, leaving you free to step into the fullness of God's plan. The path may not always be clear, but keep walking forward in faith. You may not see the full picture yet, but trust that each step you take is leading you closer to the place where God has destined you to be. He is with you every step of the way, guiding you, refining you, and preparing you for the blessings that are waiting just ahead. Stand firm in the knowledge that God is in control, and that this season of testing is part of His divine plan to elevate you to a higher level. Keep your faith unwavering, for the breakthrough is coming, and it will be far greater than you can imagine. Surrendering your plans means relinquishing control and recognizing that God's vision for your life is greater than your own. It's a profound act of trust that says, God, I trust you with my future, even when I don't understand all the details. This surrender isn't about abandoning your dreams or desires. It's about aligning those dreams with God's perfect plan for you. When you fully trust in Him, you acknowledge that His plans, even if they seem different or unknown, are for your highest good. It's a step of faith that opens the door to divine transformation and growth. Surrendering to God's will requires you to let go of your need for control and step into the unknown, trusting that He will guide every step. It may not always be easy, and it often takes courage, but when you release your plans into His hands, you make room for Him to work in ways you couldn't have imagined. By surrendering, you are positioning yourself to receive His guidance and direction in ways that will lead to deeper fulfillment and purpose than you could have planned for yourself. Surrendering to God's plan is one of the most powerful acts of faith that we can make. It is not just about submitting our immediate desires or seeking to control the path we think we should take. It's about trusting that God's plan is always greater and far more fulfilling than anything we could create for ourselves. Surrender is an invitation to move from self-reliance to divine dependence. When you let go of your need to control every situation and every outcome, you open up the space for God to step in and do what only He can do. We all have dreams and aspirations, and it's natural to want to see them fulfilled. But the truth is, many times our own plans are limited by our understanding and vision. We may have an idea of what we want to accomplish, but God's plans often exceed our imagination. His vision for us is so much bigger than we could ever conceive. When we surrender, we are saying, God, even though I don't know what the future holds or how this will all work out, I trust you. I believe that your plan is better than mine, and I am willing to step into the unknown because I know that you are leading me. Surrendering to God doesn't mean you have to abandon your dreams. Rather, it means aligning those dreams with His will. It's about letting go of the outcome and trusting that whatever path you're on, whether it aligns perfectly with your original plans or takes you down a different road, is part of a greater purpose. When you surrender, you place your desires in God's hands and allow Him to guide them to fulfillment in His perfect timing. His ways are higher than our ways, and His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. When we release our hold on the reins of our lives, we allow God to take the lead, and that's when true transformation begins. One of the key aspects of surrender is releasing control, and that can often be one of the most difficult things we face. The world tells us to control everything, to manage and manipulate outcomes, to hustle and fight for what we want. But God calls us to release the tension and the need for control, and instead trust Him. It takes courage to surrender because we are stepping into the unknown, and it's hard to let go of something we think we can control. But surrender is an act of faith. It is a recognition that we are not the masters of our own fate. God is. When you surrender your plans, you're allowing yourself to walk by faith. It's not always about knowing every step of the journey before taking it. Sometimes, God only reveals the next step, asking you to trust Him with the next decision, the next season, or the next opportunity. This process can feel uncomfortable, even unsettling at times, because it challenges everything within us that wants certainty and control. But it is in this place of surrender that God works in ways we could never imagine. One powerful aspect of surrender is that it makes room for God to do the unimaginable. When we relinquish control, God is able to move in our lives in ways that surprise us and leave us in awe. Think about the stories in the Bible where individuals surrendered their plans to God. Abraham's willingness to sacrifice his son Isaac showed his trust in God's greater plan, even when he couldn't understand it. Joseph's journey from the pit to the palace came with many painful and uncertain moments. But through his surrender to God, he became a key instrument in saving nations. The apostles, especially Peter, surrendered their lives to God's calling and became the foundation of the early church. Each of them was led to something far greater than what they initially planned for themselves. In the same way, surrendering your plans to God does not mean giving up on your dreams or aspirations. It means giving God the space to shape and fulfill them in ways that are far beyond your ability. When you release control and trust His guidance, you begin to see how His plan unfolds in perfect timing. You begin to understand that the delays, the detours, and even the struggles were part of the process of preparing you for what lies ahead. As you let go of your own plans, you allow God to refine your character and build your spiritual resilience. Surrender isn't just about accepting an unknown future. It's about allowing God to shape you into the person you need to be in order to carry the blessings He's about to pour out. This internal transformation is where true growth occurs. It's in this place that you move from self-dependence to God-dependence, from fear to faith, from striving to resting in His peace. And in that space, you'll find that God's plans are not only better, but far more fulfilling than anything you could have imagined. It's important to remember that surrender is an ongoing process. It's not a one-time decision, but a daily act of releasing our control and inviting God to lead us. Each day presents new opportunities to surrender our will to Him. Every time we face a decision, a challenge, or a setback, we have the choice to surrender that moment to God and trust that His plan is still unfolding. Surrendering doesn't mean life will always be easy or without difficulty. It means that no matter what comes, you can rest in the certainty that God is leading you, refining you, and preparing you for the breakthrough ahead. As you continue to surrender to God's perfect plan, you will experience peace that transcends understanding. You will see how He works in your life, guiding your steps and opening doors that you couldn't have opened on your own. The more you trust, the more you will see His faithfulness, and the more you will be able to walk in the fullness of His purpose for your life. So let go of your own plans, trust in God's perfect timing, and step forward in faith. God's plan is waiting for you, and it will lead you to places beyond your wildest dreams. This journey of surrender will bring you to new heights of spiritual maturity, joy, and fulfillment. It is in the surrender that you will find true freedom, the freedom to follow God's will, the freedom to trust in His timing, and the freedom to embrace the life He has designed for you. Trust Him, fully surrender your plans, and step into the abundant future He has in store for you. As you surrender your own will, you align your life with God's purpose, and in doing so, you open the door to true peace and clarity. This peace doesn't come from knowing everything or having everything figured out. It comes from knowing that you are walking in God's will and trusting His timing. When you let go of your own agenda, God fills you with a sense of peace that surpasses understanding. Even in times of uncertainty, you can rest in the assurance that He is guiding you. Alongside peace, surrender also brings clarity. As you follow God's lead, the path ahead may become clearer, even if only one step at a time. The more you surrender to His direction, the more you'll see His plan unfolding in your life. It's in this clarity that you will find true fulfillment, not from striving for your own desires, but from walking in the fullness of what God has prepared for you. When you choose to follow His plan, you align yourself with the purpose and destiny that He has designed, leading to a life that is rich in meaning and joy. As you surrender your will and align yourself with God's purpose, you open the door to not only peace and clarity, but also to a deeper understanding of His plans for your life. It's easy to get caught up in the desire to control every aspect of our future, but true peace comes when we let go of that control and place our trust fully in God. The anxiety that often comes with uncertainty begins to fade when you realize that you don't need to have all the answers. What matters most is trusting that God is in control and that His plan is unfolding in its perfect time. The peace that God gives doesn't mean that everything in your life will always be calm or that you will never face challenges. It means that in the midst of life's storms, you can still find rest in His presence. When you release your need for certainty and allow God to guide you, you'll experience a peace that transcends your circumstances. You'll have the confidence to walk through difficult seasons with the assurance that God's timing is perfect and that He is with you every step of the way. His peace is the anchor that will keep you steady even when the waves of life threaten to overwhelm you. Clarity, too, is a gift that comes with surrender. When you trust God with your future and stop trying to manipulate outcomes, the fog begins to lift. You might not have a complete map of where God is leading you, but you will be able to see the next step more clearly. That's the beauty of walking with God. He doesn't always reveal the whole journey at once, but He gives you just enough clarity for the next step. And with each step of obedience, the path ahead becomes clearer. You begin to recognize the signs of His presence, and you feel His guidance more strongly. This clarity brings a sense of purpose because you know that each step you take is a step in His plan. This process of surrender and alignment with God's will doesn't just bring peace and clarity, it brings fulfillment. We often search for fulfillment in our own achievements, relationships, or material possessions. But true fulfillment is found in walking in the purpose God has for our lives. When we surrender our desires and plans to Him, we are able to walk into a destiny that is greater than anything we could have imagined. The pursuit of our own ambitions often leads to dissatisfaction because it is rooted in a desire for temporary satisfaction. But when we align our lives with God's will, we find a deeper, more lasting fulfillment that comes from knowing we are doing exactly what we were created to do. This fulfillment is not just about the things you accomplish or the goals you achieve. It's about being in sync with God's perfect plan for your life. It's about living out your calling, serving others, and knowing that every action you take is part of a divine purpose. As you follow God's direction, you begin to see how each piece of your life fits together. How the struggles, challenges, and joys are all leading you towards something beautiful. You realize that God has been working in your life all along, preparing you for this moment, and that the path you are walking is exactly where you are meant to be. When you choose to surrender your own plans and follow God's direction, you also align yourself with the destiny He has prepared for you. Your life becomes infused with meaning because you know that every day, every decision, and every moment is part of a bigger story that God is telling. This sense of purpose gives you joy even in the midst of hardships. You begin to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities to grow and deepen your faith. When you walk in alignment with God's will, you become more resilient, more faithful, and more equipped to face whatever comes your way. The beauty of surrender is that it opens you up to God's perfect plan. And that plan is always better than anything you could have imagined. Our human understanding is limited, and often what we want for ourselves is not what's best for us. God, in His infinite wisdom, knows exactly what we need to grow, to heal, and to thrive. When we surrender, we trust that He will give us what is best, even if it doesn't always look the way we expected. His plan for your life is full of grace, hope, and purpose. And as you walk in alignment with it, you will find peace, clarity, and fulfillment beyond measure. Furthermore, as you surrender, you begin to experience true freedom. Freedom from the constant pressure of needing to control your life to make things happen on your own. This freedom allows you to rest in the knowledge that God is in control and that His timing is perfect. It frees you from the stress and worry that comes with trying to make your own way. When you trust God fully, you are free to walk in His peace, knowing that He will guide you every step of the way. Surrender also opens the door to a deeper intimacy with God. As you let go of your own plans and align yourself with His, you draw closer to Him. The more you surrender, the more you recognize His voice, feel His presence, and experience His love. This intimacy with God becomes the foundation for everything else in your life. It's the source of your peace, your clarity, and your fulfillment. As you draw nearer to God, you become more fully aware of His goodness, His faithfulness, and His desire to bless you. And in turn, this deep relationship with God equips you to walk boldly into the purpose He has set before you. As you surrender your own will and embrace God's perfect plan, you will discover that life's true meaning and satisfaction are not found in our achievements, our possessions, or our ambitions. They are found in the peace, clarity, and fulfillment that come from walking in God's will. This is the journey He has prepared for you, one filled with joy, purpose, and growth. The more you surrender, the more you will experience the life you were always meant to live, a life full of divine purpose and spiritual abundance. So let go of your own plans, trust in God's timing, and step forward in faith. As you surrender to His perfect will, you will experience a life that is richer, fuller, and more fulfilling than you could have ever imagined. God's plan for you is waiting. Step into it and watch as He unfolds your divine purpose before you, step by step, moment by moment. Surrendering to God's plan is the first step toward walking in your divine purpose. The act of letting go of your own will opens the door to the next phase of your journey, the phase where you fully step into the life God has prepared for you. It's in this surrender that spiritual maturity is achieved. God uses these moments to refine you, to teach you trust, and to shape your heart into one that is fully aligned with His will. As you surrender your desires and trust His timing, you'll begin to see the breakthroughs you've been waiting for. God's perfect plan is not just about external success. It's about the internal transformation that prepares you for the blessings ahead. Your breakthrough lies in this surrender. It is through letting go that you make room for God to move in powerful ways. So, take that step of faith today. Release your plans. Trust in His perfect timing, and know that He will lead you to places you never dreamed possible. Your purpose, your destiny, and the fulfillment you seek are waiting for you, and they begin with surrendering to God's perfect plan. Surrendering to God's plan is the gateway to walking in the fullness of the purpose He has destined for you. It's often difficult to let go of our own understanding of how life should unfold, especially when we have dreams, desires, and goals we've worked so hard to achieve. But true surrender is about acknowledging that God's plans for us are far greater than what we can imagine. The act of releasing your own will and submitting to God's perfect timing and direction brings you into alignment with the divine purpose He has for your life. When we surrender, it's not just about stepping back and doing nothing. It's about being actively obedient, trusting that God knows what's best and is guiding us toward a future we may not fully see yet. The moment you let go of your own agenda and embrace God's plan, you open yourself to His transformative work in your life. It's through this surrender that spiritual maturity is achieved. Our hearts are refined, our trust in Him deepens, and we begin to see the world and our circumstances through His eyes. This is where true growth happens. As you release your desires, you make room for God to pour out His blessings in ways that will surpass your expectations. Surrender is the fertile ground where God's transformative work takes root. It's in this space that we allow Him to shape us, to teach us, and to mold us into the people He has created us to be. And as He works within us, He also prepares us for the breakthroughs that are coming. This is a season of preparation for something greater, something more fulfilling than we could have ever planned on our own. God's perfect plan for you isn't just about achieving external success or material accomplishments. It's about the internal transformation that He desires for you. The breakthrough you're seeking isn't just about a promotion, a relationship, or a possession. It's about a heart that is fully aligned with God's will. It's about walking in the peace, joy, and fulfillment that come from knowing you are in the exact place where God wants you. This internal transformation is the foundation for the blessings and opportunities that will come. When you align your heart with God's purpose, you create space for Him to work in powerful ways that lead to lasting fulfillment. The breakthrough you've been waiting for begins with surrendering your plans, your timing, and your understanding to God. You may not see the full picture now, but as you step forward in faith, God will reveal His perfect plan, one step at a time. It is through this step of trust, letting go of your own control, that you make room for His miraculous work in your life. God doesn't just want to bless you in external ways. He desires to change you from the inside out. His plan is about developing a deeper connection with Him, growing in your faith, and becoming the person He has called you to be. As you release your hold on your plans, you allow God to take the lead. You trust in His timing, even when it doesn't align with your own. It can be difficult, especially when the path ahead is unclear. But this is the moment that God uses to grow your trust in Him. Surrender is a decision to believe that God's timing is perfect, that He knows the desires of your heart, and that He is leading you towards something far better than you could have imagined. Each step of surrender brings you closer to the person you were created to be. It's a process, sometimes slow, sometimes challenging, but always transformative. When you embrace God's timing and His plan, you are aligning yourself with your true purpose. You begin to see things through a clearer lens, recognizing that every part of your journey, every victory, every challenge, every delay is leading you closer to where God wants you to be. And that place is full of purpose, fulfillment, and the deepest kind of peace. God has a purpose for your life that no one else can fulfill, and that purpose begins with surrender. Your destiny is waiting for you, and the first step toward it is letting go of your own plans and trusting in God's. It's not always easy, and there will be moments when you feel tempted to take control again. But each time you surrender, you are making a powerful declaration of faith. You are saying, God, I trust you more than my own understanding, more than my own plans, and I know that you will lead me exactly where I need to go. The fulfillment you seek, the joy you desire, and the peace you long for are found in walking in alignment with God's will. As you surrender, you position yourself for a life that is rich with purpose, joy, and divine direction. God is ready to lead you into a future that exceeds your dreams, but it requires you to take that step of faith and trust His plan. His perfect plan is not just about external achievements. It's about walking in deep relationship with Him, experiencing His presence in every part of your life, and seeing His goodness unfold in ways that surprise you. So release your hold on your own plans today. Trust that God's timing is perfect and that He is leading you towards something far greater than anything you could have imagined. The road ahead may not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. God's plan is full of purpose, and as you surrender to it, you will experience the fullness of His blessings, His peace, and His divine direction. Take that first step of faith today. Your destiny is waiting, and it begins with surrender. Chosen one, the time is now. The breakthrough, the transformation, and the divine alignment you have been praying for are happening in this very moment. But in order to experience the fullness of what God has prepared for you, it requires a response, your response. The urgency of this moment cannot be overstated. This is not a time to wait, to hesitate, or to look back. The season of your breakthrough is unfolding, and it's essential that you step into it with intentionality and faith. God has already set the stage for the incredible transformation that is about to take place in your life. But transformation doesn't happen without your active participation. God is calling you to rise, to trust Him more than you trust your own understanding, and to step forward into the destiny He has for you. This is the moment when everything you've gone through, every trial, every victory, every moment of growth has brought you to this point of divine alignment. You are positioned for greatness, but you must take action. You must respond in faith. The breakthrough you've been waiting for is not something that is just going to drop into your lap. It requires your trust, your willingness to surrender, and your readiness to follow where God leads. As you align yourself with His will, doors will begin to open, opportunities will arise, and your spirit will be elevated to new heights. Your transformation is happening right now, but it's up to you to step into it. Heavenly Father, we come before you with hearts full of trust and expectation. We acknowledge that you are the one who holds our future, and we surrender our plans into your hands. We thank you for the transformation you are working in our lives, for the breakthroughs you have already prepared, and for the divine alignment you are establishing in this season. Lord, give us the strength to trust you more than our own understanding. Help us to have the courage to step forward in faith, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. We ask for your guidance in every decision, your peace in every moment of doubt, and your direction as we walk into the next season of our lives. May your will be done in us, and may we be faithful in responding to your call. We trust that your timing is perfect, and we surrender our will to yours. As we move forward in faith, may we walk boldly into the future you have prepared, knowing that we are chosen, equipped, and empowered by your grace. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Now, chosen one, it's your turn to respond. This moment of divine alignment is waiting for your active participation. Take time to reflect on what God has spoken to your heart today and engage with the message in prayer. Share your thoughts, your reflections, and your journey in the comments below. Let this be a space where we can encourage one another, lift each other up, and share in the transformation God is doing in our lives. If you haven't yet, Make the commitment to subscribe so you don't miss out on future messages that will continue to guide and support you as you walk this path of transformation. Together, let's actively participate in the process of change and trust that we are chosen for such a time as this. God is working in you, and the best is yet to come. Keep moving forward with faith, trust, and obedience, for He has greater things ahead for you. You are chosen, and your breakthrough is here. Step into it today.